The Premier League has had some incredible players over recent times, but real ones remember the Barclays era. Today, we're gonna be building the best front three of the Barclays Premier League era. Let's start off with left wing, man. I guess we're gonna go with a 4-3-3. We could play strikers at left wing, by the way, if you want to, because you know back in the day, my man, Thierry Henry, I'm putting him on the left wing for sure.
You can't.
We can't?
2007 to 2016.
He wasn't in the Prem in 07?
Yeah.
No, he played
Oh,
for
no, he left
Barca.
in 06.
No ball knowledge. Raheem knows nothing about football.
Sorry. Okay. Let me redo that.
He's got a...
My left winger of the Barclays Premier League era has to be my namesake, Raheem Sterling. And I think
Your namesake,
and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, bro. The reason why I'm picking Raheem Sterling is because back in the day when I was a footballer, everybody used to be like, yo, you play like this kid from Liverpool. And I was like, who? He was like, his name is Raheem, bro. And like, I remember when
You sure that's not just vaguely racist?
Nah, we Jamaican. We literally played the same position where he had the same traits. Like, honestly,
Okay,
bro,
fair enough.
he was like
Dude,
big,
I'm
bro.
just looking out for you.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And honestly, what made me get put on to Raheem Sterling, I don't know if you remember this, but back in the day, Liverpool had the Liverpool documentary series where they're traveling for preseason in America, and Brendan Rodgers singles out Raheem Sterling for telling him steady. And I was like, I watched that and I was like, I saw how the media, I think that's the first beginnings of how the media started to portray Raheem Sterling as this person who was, wasn't a good person, didn't really care about football, didn't really apply himself, didn't really respect those around him. And with Liverpool, with him leaving the club the way he did, it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But how we look at it now, we look at guys like Jeremy Doku, we look at guys Savinho, we're saying that they don't have the type of that desire to score goals, to get assists, to really win the league for Man City. With Raheem Sterling, he changed the dynamic about how wingers were in the Premier League. We're talking about a guy who got 30 plus goals, 20 plus assists, year in, year out for Man City, winning the league year after year, becoming one of Pep Guardiola's most trusted forwards in an era where Pep Guardiola could have bought any winger he wanted. So I got to give a lot of respect to Raheem Sterling, and he's my Premier League left winger, Barclays era. He is prime. Raheem Sterling is one of the best wingers we have seen in the Premier League.
Love Raheem Sterling. You are wrong because the answer is Eden Hazard.
Okay, go ahead.
How is it not Eden Hazard?
You can go ahead. I don't think he had the longevity.
So better creatively, borderline a better finisher, and big moments, bro. Big moments. That goal against Tottenham to basically, technically it won the league for Leicester.
Technically won the league to
But
Leicester. That's
like,
not a big moment for Chelsea. He just f***ed up the whole program. That's all he did.
Nah, Hazard was just on another level in terms of quality, in terms of creativity, in terms of his ability to score goals. And it's funny because those title-winning teams, I believe he was on 2 of them. Mm-hmm. It's funny because those teams were kind of associated with being really good defensively, and somehow he never quite got the love he deserved outside of Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans will tell you that he's the greatest footballer of all time. I don't like Chelsea or their fans, but I think Hazard's just in terms of quality is on another
up there.
level.
What you got, Pharaoh?
Come on, guy. You said Eden Hazard. You said Raheem Sterling. They forgot about the GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Boring.
Man United. Come on, Cristiano Ronaldo. Prime Ronaldo. Like crazy. Skills, finishing. He got it all. Come on.
Honestly,
debate me. Tell me something. Come on. Just keep talking. I want to argue. He loves to argue. Go ahead.
So the issue is, Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or that year, didn't he?
He didn't want to. Honestly, he got the best left winger out of all of us. We became nostalgic merchants. He just went for the full, package right now, man. You can't compete with Cristiano Ronaldo at left wing. I feel like he wins that round. But at the end of the day, I think Cristiano Ronaldo, the reason why we look back at the Barclays era and we don't really remember him is because he was so integral to changing Real Madrid's entire culture that Ronaldo had so many different eras, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's such an incredible player, and it's crazy that he's playing to this day, and he won a Ballon d'Or at Manchester United, and it's crazy to think that that's the era that people least remember.
Well, do you know what's funny? How old are you?
I am 27.
How old are you?
23.
See? Wait, that's crazy then that you're like Man United Ronaldo. Because, sorry, not to have a go. Yeah, because you're a youngin. Because you're a youngin. As 26. No, but that's the thing. It's a lot of people who are hopefully watching this podcast probably started watching football in after Ronaldo leaves the Prem.
I would say a lot of people started watching football after 2010 because my first World Cup was the 2010 World Cup that I watched the entirely.
Right.
And I was around 11 years old and I'm a 98.
That's why it's interesting that you have the Ronaldo take because for me, I'd watched it, but I just hate Man United. So, of course, I'm not going to say Ronaldo.
Of course.
But, it's crazy that like how nostalgia's made people reflect on Ronaldo was still a baller, even though he only had like 1 year in that period we described, but he won the Ballon d'Or.
So what do you think? Which era is better, Real Madrid Ronaldo or Man United Ronaldo?
Oh, it's got to be Madrid, hasn't it? It's got to be Madrid because you like, even though Man United was unbelievable, you still got a sense that Alex Ferguson was so much more about a team.
The team.
And Mourinho, Ancelotti, all of those coaches at Madrid were happy to just build a team around him and realize that Ronaldo was the second greatest player on earth.
All right, striker.
Fernando Torres.
And why is Fernando Torres?
Because there has, to this day, hasn't been a number 9 in the Premier League as quick, as good in the air, as just a full package over the course of the season as Fernando Torres. Playing in a defensive Liverpool team with Gerrard in the little pocket behind him.
Xabi Alonso,
Javier Mascherano, Jamie Carragher, Martin Scott. Like, that team is just gross defensive football. And Torres is the guy in the middle, making the runs, like winning the headers, going out wide, cutting onto his right, taking it to the left, scoring from outside of the box. Like, he could do everything.
You know, we agree Fernando Torres is a legend, you know, but I would take Didier Drogba. Finisher, power, everything. Come on. Chelsea, Didier Drogba, come on. You cannot beat that as a striker.
Oh, I don't.
Come on.
I like Didier Drogba, and honestly, I had the pleasure of interviewing him at the Ballon d'Or ceremony, which is incredible.
I've seen it.
And you know what's crazy, bro? The thing about Didier Drogba is, like, when you meet him in real life, dog, like, you see him in the Premier League. You remember the long perm, the ponytail, him holding it up on center backs. The thing about Didier Drogba, he was that striker that we don't see in the Premier League nowadays. You cannot just launch a ball up to a number 9, him muscle off a center back, control it with his chest, play it down to a midfielder like there's no one on him. There's always someone on you in the Prem. It seemed like that. But I felt like for Drogba, he could create space from nothing.
So that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about Drogba is that when you see these interviews and even like you watch the film, and I remember watching him live a little bit as well, is like before I was really like conscious about football, do you know what I mean? I was like, he kicked ball in net and that's fun. The thing with Drogba is that he had that like impulsive instinct as a striker that you just don't see. And I feel like he was so hard to mark, but his goal scoring record wasn't that good.
Wasn't that great? Which is surprising because John Obi Mikel actually said in the podcast, you could tell when Drogba would get be ready for a big game. For the big games, you could count on Drogba. For the little games against Stoke, Crystal Palace, I don't even think Palace was in the Premier League back then, but like the Stoke games, the Sunderland games, the West Bromwich games, man, Drogba ain't really caring like that. He's just like, you know, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to do my thing. But if you playing against Liverpool, you playing against Arsenal, you playing Champions League, it's like Drogba would come in with a different swagger and you just knew he was ready to play.
So Champions League doesn't count because we're talking Premier League era.
Of course, but I'm just saying, from the pod, from what John Obi Mikel said, is that Drogba turned into killer against massive teams and the record showed that.
What are you saying then?
For my number 9 for the Premier League era, it has to go to my boy El Pistolero, Luis Suarez. And I'll tell you this. This guy against Norwich City, John Ruddy, bro. I really felt bad for him, bro. Imagine conceding 4 goals in a game, multiple occasions against the same guy. And Luis Suarez, the thing about Luis Suarez, he was just doing like on the field. Like, okay, for example, that game against Norwich. Remember when he flicked it around the guy and volleyed it? Come on, bro.
That goal for me is still my favorite goal ever.
Like, bro, I felt like Suarez was like the type of striker where it was like, you can't even really defend it because you don't even know what he gonna pull out of his pocket, bro.
So the thing about Suarez is that apparently, and you see this when you watch him, he's not that good of a natural dribbler, but he has the instinct. So like if the ball, like if he's going one-on-one and it like knocks off a defender, because let's be honest,
but he does that on purpose though.
Right, exactly. He knows, like, and he did it against was it Porto in the Club World Cup, even at what, like 38 years old. It goes off the defender and you think, oh, that's lucky, it's fallen right into his path. No,
he can rebound.
No, he knows where that ball's spinning and how that happens. So look, I mean, okay, I'll agree. I'm going Suarez. I'm going Liverpool Suarez.
Better than Barcelona Suarez, in my opinion. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Though. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay,
it's a hot take first. That's a hot take. Barcelona Suarez. He got Messi with him. He got Iniesta.
Neymar.
He got Neymar. He got all the ballers. So they used to serve him. Hey, Suarez, take this. Go score. Messi, you don't want to score? Oh, like that. Boom. Score, Suarez. Liverpool Suarez, he used to do the work by
He's that
himself,
guy.
you know? Take the one-on-one, take the shot, you know? If anybody playing the Barcelona squad, prime 2016, 2015, anybody gonna be Suarez, you know what I'm saying? Bring an average striker, put him with Barcelona, you know, prime Barcelona, he gonna be a crazy finisher. Come on.
I wouldn't say that, but the only reason why I kind of agree with that take a little bit is because when Neymar left to PSG and Messi was kind of figuring out what the squad was going to be next, Suarez struggled, bro, and they sold him for what, $5 million to Atletico Madrid.
They let him go.
They let him go, right? So like they kind of moved on, and he still had some left in the tank. He won the league with Atletico Madrid
Mostly
the following
as an
year.
FU to Barca.
Mostly as an
which
FU.
was awesome.
What I will say is that a lot of my memories, my core memories of Luis Suarez were from the Premier League, because that's the league I watched the most, and that's why he was that guy for me. Last but not least, right wing. Who do you guys have for your Barclays Premier League era right wing?
They don't play for a top 4 club.
Give it to me.
Gareth Bale.
Gareth Frank Bale.
Gareth Frank Bale, who
What a
doesn't
name.
care about football.
What a name.
And I'm doing this again, but like nostalgia, one season merchants. Come on. That one season, like 1.5 seasons for Spurs, unplayable. Gets the ball onto his right, cuts onto his left, bangs it top bins. How many times did you see that goal? It earned him a move to Real Madrid. It basically, and I know we shouldn't go outside the parameters of the Premier League, but for Wales, for like in cup competitions, just all the time, absolutely deadly. And the thing as well is that wasn't a great Tottenham team. That's pre-Pochettino, that's pre-Christian Eriksen, that's before Harry Kane, Heung-min Son. It's like this weird in-between.
Transitional.
It's this weird in-between era where you've just got this one guy who's hard carrying you.
Shout out Gareth Bale, man. Honestly, he changed his career. He changed his life at Tottenham. We cannot forget the type of moments that he gave us. Pharaoh, who you got?
A hot take. We're going to put a striker as a right winger. We're going to go with Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney as a right winger for me. Come on, Wayne Rooney.
You know, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. But tell him why you have Wayne Rooney in your Premier League era.
Wayne Rooney, man, like as a player, skillful player. His IQ is crazy, you know. He be going like defending, attacking, going in the middle. You know, you see him everywhere on the pitch. You know, he been putting in the work. That's why I feel like I put Rooney on the wing.
So the thing is with that is that like I agree with it in principle, because Rooney had this thing where he was always willing to sacrifice himself
for
like
the squad.
He knew that like Ronaldo had to play in the left, Tevez had to play in the center, for example, or some configuration of that. Okay, I'll play on the right, I'll put in the dirty work. But it just feels to me like there was never. You always only got 75% of what Rooney could be. Does that make sense? When he's not quite playing in that position, and I know we're getting like a bit technical, like he can play on the right, but like that genre of Wayne Rooney that we did see on the right wing wasn't quite his best.
Do you know which player I low-key liked from the Premier League era?
James
That's gonna
Milner.
surprise a lot of people. Willian, bro. Willian at Chelsea, bro.
Ooh.
I liked Willian at Chelsea, bro, and they did win the league a couple occasions. Do you remember that year when they had Andre Schürrle, Cesc Fabregas, Willian, Eto'o, Eden Hazard, and they were a great squad. I think they had a couple other options off the bench, but for me, I thought Willian, he was supposed to go to Tottenham Hotspur back in those days.
Yeah.
If we're really talking about like a right-footed right winger that could like shoot and be clinical and be good in today's era, I think Willian's game directly translates to this era very, very well.
Sure, but zoom the out, right?
What do you mean?
Zoom out, think,
Yeah.
use your brain.
What?
You're going to tell me in the list of Premier League players, we're
Yeah.
making a thing, and it's like, yo, this is our team. Like, hypothetically, right?
Yeah.
Let's say we're going like, John Terry's in that team, Rio Ferdinand's in that team, like, Scholes, Giggs, maybe, Gerrard, like, Lampard, and Willian.
But you gotta
Bro,
think, bro.
come on.
Back in
Come
that
on.
era, there wasn't that many good right wingers.
No.
Who was good that played specifically right wing,
Gareth
other than
Bale.
Gareth Bale? I can't say Gareth Bale. You already
'Cause I
chose
said
him.
Gareth Bale.
You're not giving me that much to work with.
That's-
But because look, he put Wayne Rooney at right wing. I'm not gonna do that, bro. Like if you're really
You're
looking
like,
for,
I'm better than Pharaoh.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like bro, I could say Theo Walcott, but bro, Theo Walcott even for me wasn't that
because
very
like you said, there's
one-dimensional
not
player.
a lot of right
There
wingers.
wasn't back
Yeah.
in those days. If we're really gonna make an argument, clubs weren't really playing with
Do you know
a
what you're all saying?
right
Do you
winger
know what
like
you're
that.
all? You know what you're both saying? What you're really both saying?
Gareth Bale's the
is
best.
that I won.
You won. Yeah, you won.
Okay, great.
Yeah, let's run it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say this. I think that Premier League overall, we've seen so much evolution, bro, in regards to just tactics, the way players play, the players that we have. Back in those days, when it came to number 9s, we were spoilt for choice. We didn't even choose Robin van Persie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were missing out on guys, bro. There were guys in the Premier League, real gunmen. Nowadays, the game is more focused on wing play, who's could go 1v1, who's able to open up the space. Number 9s are kind of like the last piece of the puzzle. We saw it with Arsenal. We saw it with Liverpool now. Back then, the number 9, you built your team around him. Nowadays,
I agree with that.
it's
I really
you
agree
build
with
your
that.
defense first, you build your midfield, and then you look at your forward options. It's crazy how much football has changed from just 2017 when the Premier League era ended.